Welcome back to what I did this week for my music business. My name is Cato of B.L.A.M.E.SOCIETY. That's Black Liberated Arts Movement and Entertainment Society. I'm going to do my best to keep it under 20 minutes, although looking at the material, even though it's not a lot, there's a lot of details um, to get through. So, number one, let's start with the shirts, the merch for the upcoming listening experience. One of the main things that I've been working on, my goal for each week is to fall short. The goal is to do a shirt every night, except for on the nights where I'm recording this or if I'm doing an event. So usually I average 3 to hopefully 4 shirts a week. Last time I talked to you, I had 3.5. So this week I was able to get the other half of that one shirt done, and I think 2 more. Let me tell y'all about this vinyl, man. Because I definitely was not happy. So I ordered this white vinyl, the 12 by 20, and I've ordered the vinyl from them before. I didn't have any issues with them. This time around, I bought all Cricket vinyl for this run. The minute I opened up this other brand, like I literally cut 2 inches off. I'm gonna say like one word: respect. Right, that's it. And these letters are huge, by the way. You're supposed to be able to peel off the pieces that are not supposed to be there. Well, in this instant, the adhesive that holds the vinyl to the film was not strong at all. So like just pulling it a little bit, like everything came up. I was so frustrated. That vinyl was what, $17.99, I think, after tax. And then when I pulled up the Cricut one, the 12 by 20, it was 25. It came out to be after tax. And I made the decision. I was like, I'm going to return this off brand and I'm going to just get the Cricut brand and pay the extra funds. And I realized in that moment the importance of like value, right? Like we know the importance of it, but it's like at the same time, you got to find the balance between the quality and the budget. So I'd rather pay a little bit more, get some good vinyl to help me be more accurate and save material in the long run. Like if I would have kept using that, it would have just been more wasteful and I would have ended up spending more money. So never doing that one again. I had to get some more blanks, some more t-shirts ordered. I think I have, fingers crossed, one more set to order and then I'll be done. I'm just waiting on the last few people to finish their registration and we're moving on, and then and we'll be good. Like, and so with that being said, the people who have not signed up or have not finished, their registration, just a reminder, I need your registration completed by the 23rd. That is this upcoming Saturday. And I need the payment by the 30th. And we did have 2 folks complete their registration. Shout out to Jared C. Lewis, aka Clintus, the poet. Appreciate you following through and doing what you said you was going to do. Shout out to Josh Harris. He said he was going to make the drive from Kansas City to St. Louis, and he made it official by copping his ticket. So you completed your registration, man. I appreciate you guys. This week, I ventured out into 2 events. One event, and then we had a show. So before I jump to the show, I want to talk about the event that came up on the 12th. This was quite frankly's listening party that he had set up at Pop's Blue Moon in place. It was like a perfect environment for something like this. But I wanted to say there was a couple things that made it just like, number one, they had a QR code that you could scan that was sitting on the table, and it took you to all the lyrics for all the songs that are on the album. It included the album art, and it was just a nice touch, right? Because now you have no excuse why you can't stay engaged, right? Like you're reading along with, quite frankly, as he's spitting over these songs, so you know exactly what he's saying. It's like for me as an MC, like my thing is like trying to determine and decide or figure out how that person is going to rap, right? Like I see the words, but how is he going to actually deliver it? And 9 times out of the 10, I was always like blown. Like dude's flow and cadence is crazy. So the digital lyric book was a great touch. They had a free goat fidget that they handed out. It was like a 3D printed fidget. It was so cute. I don't know what to do with it. Like I love it. I don't know what to do with it. I might take it to work. Right now it's just sitting in my car, like look goat. But it's really cool. They had physical CDs that they were selling as well, and they had some merch there, t-shirts and things like that. All of that was fire. As somebody who has a project about to be released and thinking about how I want our event to go, it was nice to sit and enjoy somebody else's, right? I made a note of all the songs that like stood out to me the most in the moment while we were going through them. Number one, I put episode. I just wrote episode. I can't remember exactly what I liked about it, but it was dope. Turkey sausage, I put 2 exclamation marks. I think I really like that one. Breathe, but specifically the third verse. Too literal. That's definitely one of my favorites from this project. I wrote 3 exclamation marks there. Oh, battery. Battery got an exclamation mark. That was fire too. Fat boy soul. And I wrote the voice is awesome. I think somehow it's the way, quite frankly, his voice is recorded or how it was mixed and mastered. However it came through, I was just saying the voice is awesome. So shout out to that. Hall of Fame, I put a heart next to. That's a fun song. Once you understand what he's doing, it's amazing. The Hulk Hogan line is definitely my favorite. Leaving and Going, I put a heart by that one. Leaving and Going was special because right before it dropped, I should have recorded him talking, but I had the lyric book pulled up, so I wasn't really on my phone. He had said some things that really just stuck with me because it's how I feel, and I bet it's how a lot of us artists feel when it comes to supporting our friends and being there for other people. But let me paraphrase. He says something like, I always want to spend more time with you. I know it whenever you see me or whenever I see you, it feels like I'm either leaving or going. So it's like we don't get enough time together. And he's like, just know that my heart is with you. You know what I'm saying? And like, that's how we all feel, right? Because I feel like, and I'm gonna get into this in a minute, like where it's like you want to be somewhere, but you got to be somewhere else. Sometimes that's being at one event and wanting to be at another one, you know what I'm saying, to support somebody else, or you have your own event going on and then you can't be there to support somebody else, or, you know, you got to be at the crib with the family. You know, you can't even pop out. You know, we got to prioritize our lives and keep things in perspective. You know, everybody has to do what's good for them. Okay. Traffic Jam was fire. I put a check mark in 2. Oh, you know what? That might be verse 2. So I think Traffic Jam verse 2 really stood out to me. So shout out to that. Hasselhoff was fire. I think I said Q was in his pocket on that one. Like when he's stacking a rhyme on top of a rhyme and the internal rhymes are rhyming, like whenever he does that, it's hard. Like I respect it. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to that. And then the last one is Galaxies. I think that's actually the last song on the album. Fire. So I think out of 19 or 18 songs, I selected like 11 that stood out to me. So I'm gonna read them again, and you should go check these out. Go listen to the whole album, but definitely peep what I'm saying about these though. So episode, turkey sausage, breathe, the third verse, too literal, the whole song, battery, fat boy soul. Check out how crispy that boy voice is. Hall of Fame, leaving and going, traffic jam verse 2. Hasselhoff, Q was in his pocket, and Galaxies. Galaxies is fire. And I think he's performed that one several times. He kills it every time. So with that being said, bro, like that whole experience was fire. And just the conversations we had afterward was good too. We talked about a lot, but I just want to summarize just one thing that came up. And that was like this, me just being like the idea of how vast the ecosystem of music is in St. Louis. It is vast. And it is imperative to make sure that you know what you want, you know where you want to go, and you do what you need to do to get done what you need to get done. Because we can't be out here doing what everybody else does. You know, what works for somebody is not going to always work for the next person. I never feel envious or jealous of another artist's set. It's always, you know, not even to beat them, but just to beat myself. You know what I'm saying? To make my set better, to make my music better, to make my world better, you know? And so we had talked about inspiration being the push for that. There's always something to learn. And that is my mindset going into this. What's the word I'm looking for? We adapt to an idea and shape it to be our own. We want it to be original. That's what hip hop is, bro. You know what I'm saying? We sample, but that sample creates a whole nother world that wouldn't exist without the idea to be expressed. So I'm grateful for that today, man. Show we had at the warehouse on the 15th. Yes, that was 15th. And so here's the lineup. It was Bo Diamond, fire band, me and Damo, Dr. Slappenstein, that was a comedian. And then there was Jeremy and the Clones, right? The headliners. Number one, Bo Diamond and the band is spectacular. They set an amazing precedent to open the whole event. First of all, it was hot as hell in this warehouse, y'all. The fans are blowing, but it's still hot, dog. Bo and his band did a wonderful job. I really love the sound. I don't have too many more details other than I just want to give them a shout out. I love the conversations we had after we were done doing our thing too. Like that was really cool. Bo, the face of the band, like the leader of the band, I guess you could say, the lead singer, the vocalist. We had talked after we had finished our set, and then his guitarist, also his fiance, and I'm gonna say her name wrong. I apologize. I think it's Joni. I'm sorry. I'm gonna just tag. I have the Instagram names. Okay, so check them out. Anyway, they both copped a shirt from me. So that was what's up. Joni got a discount because she signed up for the newsletter. Thank you. After Bo was me and Damo. I'm gonna save us for last. Dr. Slabenstein was fire. Beautiful set. What I got is what you need. What you need is what I got. If hopefully I say those lyrics right. It's one of my favorite songs they have. Excuse me. The punk, the funk, and the blues just rolled up. Like they do a marvelous job of entertaining and keeping a groove going. The doctor was very generous, and he just wanted to make sure everybody had a good time, man. And we did. Like they killed it. I love their set. I love their music. If you haven't checked out their album yet, you definitely should. Okay, it's definitely a vibe. The comedian's name is Colton, and he actually came before Slappenstein, and he introduced them actually. Okay, and I had like a couple jokes that I heard like for real, but there was one that was about he was asking if anybody had saw the Nickelodeon documentary. Oh, I'm not even gonna go there. It got dark. It's a dark joke. It was funny, but it was a dark joke, and so I had to walk away. But shout out to Colton, man. He is funny, and I think he did a great job. Jeremy and the Clones, amazing, dude. I don't even know how to explain it. I think I just love their setup, from the outfits, the jumpsuits, sick, to the way they vibe off of each other. The way Clone 1 or 2, I don't know which the numbers are, but the way he hit this guitar solo, and I wish I would have recorded it for you, but the way he hit this guitar solo, bro, was so beautiful. Like I don't know. It was just amazing. And I appreciate them. Shout out to Jeremy. Actually, him and the Clones. Yeah, they all made sure to make sure everybody was sounding good. They made sure everybody was plugged in properly. They were just very friendly and very helpful, and just so much love and respect for those guys, man. Like, because they're showing us, how to conduct yourself at a show. You know what I'm saying? In retrospect, or excuse me, in respect to the other acts that are there. So I appreciate that, man, because they showed us nothing but love, bro. So shout out to them. We had a great time. So listen. Okay, I refused to record this, but it got crazy during the show, bro. It got so crazy. There was a mosh pit several times. Yep, several mosh pits occurred. I stay out of them. I don't do that. There was a moment where there was some boxing. My boy Brandon, shout out to Brandon. He went toe to toe with the Clones. They put the gloves on and everything. Last time I saw Jeremy and the Clones, one of the Clones made a sandwich on stage. This time, they had a birthday cake and they were singing happy birthday to one of the people that were there. Like, I don't know how they got that information. It was this guy's birthday and they had a cake. It was just hilarious. But they sing happy birthday to him, and then he got smashed with the cake. He had cake all over his face. And then later, when Brandon was fighting the Clones, there was some, he went down. And cake got on him somehow. I don't know what happened, bro. It was just crazy. It was hilarious. It was definitely entertaining. And and I can't wait to see the next one, bro. It was crazy, man. So with that being said, shout out to Bo. Shout out to Joner. Shout out to Slappenstein. Shout out to Jeremy and the Clones. Shout out to Colton. Let me jump into me and Damo's set, bro. So this was the first time since In the Loop that me and Damo actually have performed together. So it's been almost a year, and we've rehearsed a couple times now. We've talked about it. But mostly I've been doing open mics, and he's been doing other gigs. That night at the warehouse was the first time we got to display, what I'm saying? What we've been, it's crazy. So, number one, we had two mics in the loop. The mics, it wasn't great. The one he had was not working great. And plus, we later found out we only had like one speaker working. So it was rough. So this time around, both speakers were gone. He had a pretty good mic, so I could hear him sometimes. Listening back at the recording and watching it, you could hear him really, really good. And you could hear him like ad-libbing while I'm doing my thing. Now, I told him I didn't hear anything he was doing when I was in the groove. And with that being said, that means I wasn't disturbed or interrupted or anything. So like I'm like, keep doing it, especially if it engages the audience. You know what I'm saying? And so that was number one. The mics, having two mics and him doing his thing was fun, bro. Like we had a blast. Number two was in between songs, like the banter we had was great. I will say what bothered me is I cussed a lot, and I got to do better at that. Number three, the aspect of the MC and the DJ, specifically as a act, having your own DJ as an MC is phenomenal, man. And we're still like working out the kinks of what that looks like. But just him, I think he be freestyling, y'all. He said I think he practices too, but I think he does his own thing, like where he chooses to drop the music out, where he chooses to like take the drums out, like whatever he's doing. I think he does it in the moment. And so when he's doing it in the moment and I'm in the moment with that, it just creates a whole nother vibe that I feel is not something you'll see on a regular basis. Like that was the most fun I've had in a long time, just because I was up there with him. It's just beautiful, bro. Like my man got my back. I mean, it just means a lot. So shout out to Damo, bro. I appreciate you. So a couple weeks ago, I was at CBGB, and I had a conversation with Supreme Soul. I met Damon. They gave me the flyer. I had told y'all about it, and they had their event on the 15th as well. Long story short, so because I did our show, I missed Damon's event, which takes us back to, quite frankly, with leaving and going, and how we live in that dichotomy as an artist, where it's like I have to take care of this. I do wish I could be over here. But anyway, even though I missed the show, I definitely took the time to listen to the album, and I did it today, and I listened to it twice. I listened to it twice, like straight back to back. I did that with, quite frankly, his album too. Don't get it twisted. Damon's album is like 34 minutes, so it was quick to like do it within an hour to listen to it twice. And I'm gonna see how can I didn't write anything down, so this is literally off the top. Sonically, I like how first of all, it's mixed and mastered beautifully. It is, if this makes sense to you, the way it sounds is how I would think it would look, which is cinematic. If you've seen any of their promos or their music videos, they're pretty cinematic too. So like that feel and detail is attached to the music. So if that doesn't draw you in, like, I don't know what to tell you. The element of rock is heavily present. The distortion that's used, I'm a fan of that. Blending the harmonies with the lows of a male voice and the highs of a female voice, phenomenal. The beat switches, or maybe even Mosh Pit 1 and Mosh Pit 2, that was crazy. The soulfulness that you get with the 808s is crazy, but also the rock sounds with the 808s or the drums with the drum kits are crazy too. Like the way they push them together is fantastic. This is a wonderful piece of work. You hear me? He talks about some heavy topics in this album, and but it's so light. Like I don't know how to explain it to you. Like it's heavy, but it doesn't feel heavy. And maybe that's just me today. That could just be me today. I'm using a lot of abstract and vague words to describe something, but if you really like, you just need to go listen to it so you can understand what I'm saying. The whole scope of music in St. Louis is crazy. It is huge. There's so many talented people, bro. So many. When I talk about inspiration, I mean that, especially from Church of Rap and, quite frankly, and them guys, man. I left that album listening party full, like just, I'm gonna say inspiration, but it was love, bro. Important dates. 1, August 29th, 4:20 p.m. main stage, St. Louis, Cato and Damo hit the stage. Number 2, September 7th, for those who are registered or locked in with me, is the listening session, my album listening session for for Life is Love is Magic. September 20th, we have a show with Richard House Music at Marshmallow at 7 o'clock. Okay. So we're busy, but we own it, bro. And we just got, man, I can't wait to do some more performances with Damo. Real talk. It's crazy. Oh, I'm bugging. As soon as I upload the footage, because I think I'm just gonna upload the whole set. Shout out to Brandon for recording the whole set. I'm just gonna upload it and give it to just throw it on YouTube so that you guys can check it out. Um, I'm still trying to determine if I want to cut and edit it or just leave it as is. I don't know. I might ask you guys. Let me ask you: do you want it cut and edited, so like there's less cuss words, or do you want just the full raw and edited footage? Let me know what you think. Don't forget catoofficial.bandcamp.com. Listen to some music, download some music, or if you want to use YouTube, that's fine. If you want to check me out on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, that's fine as well. Be sure to sign up for the newsletter, man, because I like to give away stuff in the newsletter, like free stuff and snippets and things like that. I might make the video only for the newsletter for the people who are signed up. So with that being said, man, shout out to the dreamers. Shout out to the believers. If no one has told you that they love you today, just know that I do, and I always will. This is Cato of B.L.A.M.E.SOCIETY. We'll see you next week.